One across. In which Merlin's mostly enveloped by a little smoke in turn. In which Merlin's mostly enveloped by a little smoke in turn. Okay, not seeing this at all. Not seeing this at all. Little smoke. Could be a puff, yeah. In turn could mean we take every other letter or alternate letters or something. It's a lot of word for 5 letters, yes. Merlin's mostly. Merlin was a wizard, so Merlin, do we take Merli? But no, something enveloped by a little smoke. In turn, yeah, reversed. A cloud would be a bit of smoke. Moving on to 4 across. What's learner doing now? Language. What's learner doing now? Language. Well, I kind of want this to be Latin. Because a learner is L and Latin is a language, but then I don't know the rest of it. Why would doing now would be at, in, or a tin? Don't think that feels right. But it feels like... Oh, it is Latin. Okay, physics is fun, says it is Latin. If you're doing something, you're at it. You're at something. And now is in. Why is now in? Trying to use that in a sentence and substitute it. But as in fashion. Okay, yeah, fine, yeah. If something's modern, it's current, it's now, it's in. Fine, yeah, happy with that. 5 down. Unbearded ducks. Shot in low season, marinated. Unbearded ducks. Shot in low season, marinated. I feel like marinated has to be the definition here. Ducks could be OO, but unbearded, maybe we take the outsides off of... If you take the outsides off of mallard... Yeah, what is it with ducks today? Is it an anagram indicator? Entirely possible. These are Chinese ducks, are they? Is that the solution? Oh, I'm not going to have heard of them then. Go on, June. Let us know how this one works, because I'm not. It's an anagram. Anagram stands for anagram indicator, so it's just something that means it's a word that tells you to anagram something else. That's an anagram. Can I have a hint, please, with someone? What's the anagram here? What's anagram? Yeah. Shot means got rid of. Okay. Okay, so it's an anagram of in low season, but without the O's. Is that how? Yes, so unbearded is the definition. Ducks are shot, i.e. gotten rid of, in low season. And that gives us ornless. If you anagram low season, but without the O's, you get ornless, and that means without a beard. So that is that. Quite unusual word, definitely, but definitely a word. he says, checking in Chambers. Lacking or having only very short awns. But an awn is a part of like wheat, isn't it? The beard. So an awn is the beard of barley or similar bristly growth or structure from a gloom. But anyway, it's part of a plant, part of a wheat, a crop. Tough clue. 6 down. Stress to newspaper staff. It's me handling scoops. Stress to newspaper staff. It's me handling scoops. The newspaper staff. It's got to be your eds, isn't it? Your editors. Ducks are the letter O because a duck in cricket means a score of 0. Not just in cricket, actually. If you score a 0 in various sports, you score 0 points, and so it's the letter O. Stress. If you stress, you emphasise. If you newspaper staff, they've got to be your eds, maybe your editors, your art department, your lowly paid sub-editors, your It's 7-2. It's 2 words here. It's me handling probably means anagram of it's me. Items, scoops, picks up, puzzle compilers. Every good newspaper needs a puzzle compiler. Every bad newspaper also needs a puzzle compiler. I'm not getting it. I'm moving on to 10. No, let's do the one where we've got the first letter. 13 across. How Helmholtz liked being brought chemist's notes and other such principles. Oh my goodness, what on earth is going on here? How Helmholtz liked being brought chemist's notes and other such principles. I feel like it must end ly because this is it'll be an adverb. It'll end ly because it's how such and such like being brought chemist's notes. Helmholtz was. Oh, I should know because there's a thing in meteorology about Helmholtz waves. So he was a physicist or something. Anyway, that is irrelevant information. How he liked being brought chemist's notes. What's your potential idea, Catnip? Essentially. And other such principles. I'm not spotting this at all. This is why it is the toughie. 14 across. Town on Thames, newly laid out in east-south. I mean, I could think of a town on the Thames, but I can't get the words, the parsing. Possible answer here is Staines, which is a glamorous town. You should all go to this place on the Thames. But why east and south? In east-south, that's fine. But why STA? Newly laid out. Oh, it's an anagram of in, east, south. Thank you, we like shapes. Yes, absolutely. Got it. Okay, this one is an anagram of in, east, the full word east, and south, the letter S. Anagram of it all. And you get Staines. Do go. Absolutely. Obviously not at the moment, because of the world situation. But when... such a wonderful place to go. And... gosh, my sarcasmometer's off the scale. Object of... I've never been, actually, so I don't actually know what it's like. Objects of Greek lass's fancy when dining on Neapolitan chicken. That's just so many words, such a long clue. Objects of Greek lass's fancy. That's probably the definition here. When dining on Neapolitan chicken. So, Neapolitan chicken would be polo, because that is Italian for chicken. No, it's the Spanish for chicken, isn't it? Pollo. What's the Italian for chicken? Or have I got this wrong? What's the Italian for chicken? Because I think we need to know the Italian for chicken here. Because if you're from Neapolitan is from Naples, what would they call chicken? I thought it was pollo. I'm getting confirmation that it's pollo, and so I think it's got to be Apollo's, but then object of Greek lass's fancy. Oh, an Apollo, would that be like an Adonis, like a male figure? I feel like it has to be Apollo's, but I'm not entirely sold on it yet. If we can get some across clues, hopefully, that will help. Fundamental for business, keeping watch chains. Fundamental for business, keeping watch chains. Watch chain is a fob. A fundamental, an axiom. What's your guess, Catnip? Fundamental for business. Keeping watch. So a business would be a clamps. Not heard of it as part of a watch chain, but I do like it beginning with the C, because a business would be like a co, maybe, or a firm, as we had lamp. Oh, watch chains. Ugh. Clause. Going to move on. Not spotting this one. Okay. 10 and 23 across. Okay. Across. England captain quits after poor scores summarise by this statistic. Gary will get this. Gary, if you haven't got this right now, you are a tart. I mean, you're a tart anyway. But Gary, I have the answer here. Gary, what is the answer to this? You like cricket. You have done maths at Open University. You got a degree quite recently. Relatively recently. More recently than I did. What is this answer, Gary? I know the answer here. But I want Gary to tell me. He's currently hiding, I bet. He's currently hiding. Okay, whilst he panics, the captain, the England captain, who is a boon to crossword setters right now, is Joe Root. And then a poor score would be a mean, and then square. Square's got to go 23 across. And that is a specific statistic that tells you something. It tells you about the mean deviation from an average or something like that. The root mean square. So that is a thing. We've got a W and a Q so far. I'm not sounding that. Okay, yeah, that is a very good point. We have a Q towards the end of 18 down. So let's take a look at that. You shouldn't have high flyers broadcast Islamic divorces. Okay, so that's probably why there's a Q right at the end, because it's going to be, the definition has got to be Islamic divorces. Yes, it's a measure of standard deviation, isn't it? It's yes. Thank you, Aqua. Measure of that. You shouldn't have high flyers broadcast Islamic divorces. So there's going to be a sounds like clue here. Yeah. What is it? Physics? Because I'm not sure I know this answer. High flyers. So it's got to be. Oh, it's not Iraqis or anything like that. It's the high flyers are orcs. Is it going to end QS then? Blimey. Is it no orcs? Gary plays entirely in. Oh, have I missed something? Oh, yes, yes, you did. You missed the chance to be incredible, and pretend that you know something. Talax. Okay. So what is that homophone of? You talax. It's a form of divorce. Okay, a talac. I mean, you shouldn't have. You lack something if you don't have something. Um, yeah, I bet that's useful in Scrabble. Very useful. Okay. Right, we've been dodging all around the place. Do apologise. Let's try this 12 across. Oh no, we've tried that. Let's try 7 down then. 2 23s. Brocks found here. 2 23s. Brocks found here. Tall orcs. Okay, I'm pronouncing this wrong. Tall orcs is it's an anagram of tall axe. Okay, I don't like this clue simply because I've got no idea what's going on. Okay, 7 down. 2 23s. Brocks found here. Now 23 is the word square here in case it's because that number 23 could be referencing the answer to 23, which is square. 2 squares. Brocks found here. What's Brock? No idea. Not a Scoobies. A Brock is a badger. Well, in that case, it must be a set. Because you find badgers in a set. And so a set is a square and a T is a square. There's a T square, isn't there, if I remember rightly? A set square is definitely a thing used by students and probably very little else. And a T square, I'm pretty sure I've heard of a T square. Okay, so and that makes a set, which is the home for badgers. Yeah, T square is something. That's another statistical thing that Gary will now claim that he has no idea about. Despite the fact he did statistics very recently. 3 down. Obstructing mum and dad with child. I'm gonna get a drink in a second. Obstructing mum and dad with child. 2 3 6 3. So that second word is probably the. In the family way. Yeah, in the family way. If you're with child, you are pregnant, you are in the family way. And then you're getting in the way of mum and dad if you're in the family way. That's quite nice. It's not terrible. And there's a W there. Oh god, it's a second W, isn't it? But there's an F. Gary, do you want to sound the pangram horn yet, or shall I? Up the Durham way. Goodness, the world is just going mad. That's not going to mean anything to anyone in the US. And Foggy, it shouldn't. And please just don't follow any of the UK news. It is as bad as the US news. 1 across, in which Merlin's mostly enveloped by a little smoke in turn. Well, that's got to be magic, right? Merlin uses magic. I feel like this. I mean, a cigar is a little smoke, or a cigarello would be. Yeah, yes, if we reverse cigar, Cigar, but then turn the in turn, the little smoke is a cigar, and it's most of it. So it's not the R. The M has come from Merlin. Okay, it looks like it's magic, but not entirely 100% on that one. Fundamental for business, keeping watch chains. Fundamental for business, keeping watch chains. It's an and lit clue, that one across, which means that the whole thing is the definition and the clue as well. So, yeah, okay, magic is fine. Fundamental. There is, of course, a fundamental in music as well. For business, keeping watch. If you watch, you see. Oh, Bullsboy. Hello, good afternoon, Bullsboy. What is this? Tell me. Tell me. And the rest of us, but mainly me. Tell me. Albeit does fit there. An Albert is a type of watch chain. Okay. So how does the rest of it parse then? A fundamental... Oh. So business is B. And B is in alert. So why is alert fundamental? Can someone explain that to me? Oh, the fundamental... Oh, I've got it wrong. The fundamental of business means take the first letter of business. That's B. And if you keeping watch, if you're on watch, you're alert. Thank you, Gary. So it's the first letter of B in alert, Albert. I think I wouldn't have ever solved that clue. Okay, we tried that one. We didn't get anywhere. So let's look at 17 across. Part of address that's ignored, half of it. Part of address that's ignored, half of it. There's probably at or it at the start there. Let's put at. Part of address. Yeah, it could be ST as well. It's 2-4 this clue. It's 2 words. It's 2 and 4 catnip, so it's 2 different words. Part of address that's ignored, at risk. Nope, not seeing that. We will come back to that. 15 down. The setter's 2 older relatives climbing mountain. The setter's 2 older relatives climbing mountain. Do we know? Does it tell us who the setter is? It doesn't, and apparently it should. We did a previous Toughie crossword, and the setter got in contact with me afterwards and said, it would have been helpful if you'd known that I had set this book for one of the clues because of the because it then my name came up in one of the clues. But I'm currently thinking nanny goat, because an older relative has been nan, but and they are a mountain climber. This is yesterday's, Gary. This is Friday the 22nd of May's Toughie. But setter could well be my or I. I mean, an older relative is possibly a nanny. It can't be nanny goat, can it? Because there's an E there. So it's definitely not nanny goat. Yes, that's a good question. Why is it 2 older relatives? So nan, and granddad? Climbing mountain. Climbing mountain could be Ben. A Ben is a mountain. It's puzzle number 2441. Yes, Gary. But that doesn't look great in terms of that. Okay, it's by Dutch, and Dutch means wife. So your wife's 2 older relatives. It'd be the step-in-laws. No, the in-laws. The climbing mountain. Nevis could be a mountain. Climbing could mean something is reversed. Not sure. Let's have a look at 21 across. At different volumes, 2 tunes go by the book. At different volumes, 2 tunes go by the book. I mean, that very much looks like play. Play safe. If you play something safely, you definitely go by the book. It could be play fair as well, absolutely. At different volumes, 2 tunes go by the book. You think it's play fair as it's P and F. Oh, very good point. Yes, piano and forte. Those are the 2 different volumes. That's the P and the F, but don't understand why. Oh, I mean, a tune is an air. But I don't. Oh, and then a lay. So, oh wow. Okay, so this is a P. So a lay is a tune, an air is a tune, and one of them is soft P. So I've got a soft lay, P lay, and a loud air, F air, play fair, 4, meaning to go by the book, which to play fair. That is hard. Yeah, very good clue. The setter's 2 older relatives climbing mountain. Now, a Dutch grandmother and grandfather, they're Omar and Opa. I don't know where they would fit in here, but this gives us an A. So we've got a 5-4. Ooh, Foggy, give us a clue here, Foggy. Is it the name of a particular mountain that begins with N and 5-4 that we've not heard of before? Which is fair enough if that's the case. Is this going to be a pangram? Because we've now got an F. Is this going to be a double pangram day? That would be amazing. Okay. Ah, hang on. So it... The whole thing is a reversal here. So... I am struggling here, Foggy. Both the relatives are palindromes. Goodness. Well, and it's got to be a nan then. Two older relatives. Nana, nan. Am I doing the right thing here? But it's out of my misery, Foggy. Where are we heading with this one? Nana, the setters, 2 older relatives. And that's your nan and your nan. Nan and dad. And Evie. Nanda Devi. Okay. Nanda Devi, a mountain in the Himalayas in northern India, 25,660 feet high. Woo! So it's all reversed. I've, dad, nan. Wow. Okay. Not something I would have ever got. And it gives us a V as well. So this is almost certainly a pangram. Part of a dress that's ignored half of it. Part of a dress that's ignored half of it. We're about halfway through the time and the crossword, so we're doing all right. No, I wouldn't have got that in a few centuries either, Dogfish. What's your guess, Apodo? Let's see if it's right, if we can parse it. It definitely could be part of an address is in a part of speech. Oh, it's within that's ignored. At sign. So part of a web address is an at sign, or an email address, I should say, not a web address. That's ignored. It's got to be at sign, and it's hidden right there. Okay. 25 across. Days, weeks, months passing by. Days, weeks, months passing by. And it's literally half the letters, is it, for that one? 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it is. Ah, very good. Days, weeks, months passing by. Days are the Ides. Is it wide? Are we talking like wide balls here in cricket? An Ide is definitely the days. Weeks is W. And then I don't know why the word months would be there. But if balls are passing you by because they are wide, do people agree with that? By is times. Ah, okay. So yes, if something is by something, 3 by 4, you're multiplying its times, and days, weeks, and months, they're all times. Okay, 19 down. To let Blair loose without constraints, they must accept it. To let Blair loose without constraints, they must accept it. Okay. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. Good to see you. Have fun. Be a tart. So, Blair loose without constraints. That means anagram of Blair, but probably without the B and the R. So, definitely an anagram of L, A, and I, along with some other letters. Given we need an R. To let Blair loose. It's got to be an anagram of 7 of the letters in of the 10 letters of to let Blair. But I don't know which 3 to get rid of and why without constraint. So we've got to get rid of some form of constraint. Anagram of liberal. No, the third letter should be R. Excuse me. To let Blair loose without constraints, they must accept it. They must, so some form of... The answer is something that gets accepted, but not sure what. Okay, let's move on to 19 across. House number kept under wraps by owner. House number kept under wraps by owner. House can be H... Number can be N. Wraps could be sari, as in the Indian wrap, or it could be like a tortilla or a taco. Taco's not really a wrap, but... Good to know that liberal is an anagram of Braille. It does not help our current predicament, but I do like that. That is excellent. House number... House is probably HO, actually, isn't it, for some reason? Number, put N somewhere in there, kept under wraps by owner. Thanks, Caroline. Good to see you. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm not seeing this one either. Oh, no. We'll get this. We'll get this. 27 minutes. We'll get this. Okay, not spotting that one. Let's go with 22 across. Wicket. That is broad superlatively. Wicket. That is broad superlatively. Okay. A wicket is W. That is IE. Broad. Broad superlatively must be widest. And that is, in Latin, is id est. Good. So, good. Finally got a clue that... there we go. So, the most broad is the widest. Someone said something about HO for house. No for number. And kept under wraps. Red for something else. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. By owner. Honoree. Not sure yet. Not sure yet, but that's a definite possible. 22 down. 22 down. Promise jointly kept by law and order. Promise jointly kept by law and order. Okay. I think I've got this. I think this is word. Because it's hidden in law and order, but if you take out the and, so it's kept by law and order, just ignore the word and. It's kept by law and order. So word, I reckon. Honour. I don't see where owner would come in. Oh yes, good point. It needs you if it's British. Been doing too many US crosswords. 20 down. I managed to solve today's Saturday New York Times crosswords really quickly. It was astonishing. Extremists will desert EU, old chap. Extremists will desert EU, old chap. Extremists are radicals. It's got to be something and take the EU out or something like old chap. Could be father or pa. Extremists could relate to the outside letters of things. Extremists will desert old chap. Nope, not spotting that. So let's look at 24 across. Bishop close to accepting crown off Chancellor European. Bishop close to accepting crown off Chancellor European. Okay, there's a lot to go on here. A lot to go on. Bishop could be B or it could be the definition. Close to accepting, probably the letter G. A crown would be like a hat, a tiara, a diadem, a jewel, or a top. A chancellor's probably C something. Yeah, bishop is B in chess as well. And European is E. So it probably ends in E. Or it could be the definition. What Europeans are there that start B something R? A Belgian, a Belarusian. What countries start with B in Europe? Belgium, Italy, Germany, United Kingdom, Berliner. Ah, they are. That's got a good chance. Now, why? Bishop. Close to accepting. Berliner. I want Berliner to work. But I don't think it is. I can't see it fitting the wordplay, but I like it. I don't. So, yeah, of course, there are loads of cities. So let's say that it starts with B. What could 19 down be? To let Blair loose without constraints. They must accept it. So it's probably BLE. To let Blair loose. That's 10 letters. We need to lose 3. And constraints, I can only lose 2. They need... Is parable a word? Parable is definitely a word. But no definition of it. And they must accept a parable. IBLE. Maybe it's not BLE. Okay, going to move into the top part of the grid. Hopefully we'll be able to solve things here. Come together, ready to cook. Come together, ready to cook. It's got to be all set. If you're ready, you're all set. Come together, it's all of them. If something is set in terms of cooking, it's ready. Not sure. I don't quite feel that that's right, but it feels like the biggest one. Yeah, set like jelly. That's what I'm thinking. Mind you, you wouldn't cook jelly. What sits in a pram and wobbles? Oh yes, it's a jelly baby. 8 down. Failure to decide about new uniform again did puzzle head. Failure to decide about new uniform again did puzzle head. Ugh. Puzzle head is probably P. Uniform, maybe U, or the word new could be telling us to anagram uniform again. Failure to decide. I feel like failure to decide is our definition here. I've just realised I did not make my bed, did I? Naughty Dan. Naughty Dan. Head is capitalised. That doesn't necessarily mean anything in this case. Failure to decide. That's like ambivalence. Uncertainty. You know, all that sort of thing. There's a D there that I'm definitely happy about. I don't like the fact that I haven't made my bed, and if we weren't against the clock, I would be making my bed up right now. Failure to decide. I think that's your definition. About, let's say about is C. New uniform again. Uniform is 7 letters. I feel like it might be an anagram of uniform again with a couple of other things. Ahead is Ness, is it? So something closed-mindedness. You have a better fit for 11. Please tell me, Bulls boy. Please tell me. Come together, unite. You have a better fit for 11. What is it? Pan out. Okay, yeah, if you're ready to cook your pans out, that's good. But come together? It all panned out in the end. It all came together. Yeah, okay, yep. But that gives CN. That's okay. Undecidedness. That N, that this nus may or may not be here. Failure to decide about new uniform again. That's 12 letters. Indecisiveness. Well, it doesn't work with this D here, and I'm very happy with widest. So I'm not sure about the nus yet. So I'm just going to remove that. But it probably starts un now, doesn't it? Uniform is U. Again did. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Have we looked at 26 across? What priest might deliver en route back from Las Palmas? What priest might deliver en route from Las Palmas? Priest might deliver a psalm, and it's literally hidden there. Literally hidden in here. I don't know why I'm pointing with a pencil. PSALM. It's hidden there backwards because it's en route back, so it's hidden there. So okay, that probably does end in nus. So I'll put nus back in, but we must remember that we're not certain on that. 20 down. 15 minutes, 16 minutes to go. It's going to be tight, this one. Extremists will desert EU, old chap. Extremists will desert EU, old chap. Oh, it's good. Old chap has got to be a definition here because extremists is... Ugh. No, okay. So, now that we have pan out, 6 down, stress to newspaper staff, it's me handling scoops. Impress? If you stress something, you might imprint, you might impress to newspaper staff that it's me handling scoops. I don't think we impress on. Impress on is not bad. I'm press on. I'm happy with that. 9 down. London Station lifts. London Station lifts back out of action. London Station lifts back out of action. I do like that number 35 ball. London Station. Oh, goodness. All I can think of is bank. The station of bank. Lifts back out of action. Oh, I can't think of any London stations. Pull up your London Underground map. I feel like that's where it's going to come from. In reverse, though, I feel. Back out of action. If your back is out of action, you've got lumbago, or you might have a slipped disc. Back out of action. That L is not necessarily right, I should say. You've got the 14-letter entry, Foggy. Excellent. 8 down. Failure to decide about new uniform did Puzzlehead. Oh, it could be Euston then. Absolutely. So if it was Euston, why? Back out of action. If you back out of action, you don't sue. Yes, you not sue. And that's excellent. I like that one. Excellent. So that is Euston. Foggy, enlighten us on the failure to decide. Hint or an answer, happy with either. Did Puzzlehead. Unresolvedness. Okay. Failure to decide about new uniform. So it's NU reversed. Again did you resolve again, and then ahead is Ness, and that is your failure to decide. Okay, this is how Helmholtz liked being brought chemists' notes and other such principles. I mean, it's got to be elements, but why? Is how Helmholtz liked being brought chemist notes and other such principles. You know, your basic principle is your basic element. But yeah, I'm not spotting the pars there, so I do apologise. I'm going to move on from that one because I'm not spotting it. 16 across. Lose waves fixing a new gel for Hooray Henry. Lose waves fixing a new gel for Hooray Henry. I'm going to put Sloane here. I feel like it's Sloane because you've got a new, and if you add an anagram of lose, because it waves, is SLOE, and you're fixing AN into it. Was there a Henry Sloane who was known as Hooray Henry? Can you see there's a clue for 13? How Helmholtz liked being brought chemist notes and other such principles. A Hooray Henry is a Sloane. Okay, that's just words to me. Don't understand that. This is definitely a tough crossword here. Number 19 across. There's a useful V now. House number. It's Oxford College terms. Okay. Uh... 19 across. House number kept under wraps by owner. House number kept under wraps by owner. Oh, there's so much Eton slang and things like that, which even we don't know. Hanover. Oh, it's that form of house. Very good. So, a number, which is N, kept under wraps. by owner. Number is NO, and an owner is a haver. Yeah, NO in haver. Okay, we are getting there now. 3 clues to go. This B may or may not be correct, remember, so I'm going to remove it, but hopefully that B is there. And so this clue for 19 down. To let Blair loose without constraints, they must accept it. Okay, there's no H in that, so. Okay, catnip says Herald. Okay, why? That would be the name of a person, so it could go in. Hireable, says physics. We need to get J, K, X, and Z for a pangram. Okay, boo. That's not going to happen. To let Blair loose without constraints, they must accept it. Must they? Oh my goodness, Foggy's come up with something that makes it... Oh, it's literally in something. They must accept it. So it's an anagram of Blair in they. I'm going to put hireable. I don't understand it. It's an anagram of Blair in they. Okay. 24 across. Bishop, close to accepting crown. Of Chancellor European. Bismarck was a Chancellor, of course. It's not Berliner, but it could be a Bergener, I guess. Bishop, close to accepting crown. What's a crown? And a bishop could, close could be end, because it could be close, or near, and then it could accept crown, which... So that is that clue, 24 across. Bishop, close to accepting crown, off Chancellor European. Could close be heir, E-R-E? What I'm aware of, but why do you say that? Because that would be a B-E-R-E or something. This other clue, extremists will desert EU old chap. Ugh. I don't want to have to take letter hints. We haven't needed any hints before. Extremists will desert EU old chap. Your old chap could be a pal. I feel like we just got to take EU out of something, but old chap, rascal, yeah, something to do with rascal. I mean, I just can't think of any words that would fit here. Restful. No, I'm struggling with these last two. Roswell also fits down in 20 down. Roswell is in the desert. Is it anything to do with Roswell for 20 down? Got 5 minutes. 5 minutes before we start to lose points. I don't actually know what happens after this. After we get to an hour, the time obviously doesn't stop. I think we just get fewer points. But we've never had to do that. Roswell, I feel like it is not a bad shout because I don't know. Extremists will desert Yes, I've always parsed it as dessert, but desert, a desert, it could be. Okay, so that's that, and this one. Bordeaux. Bordeaux for this one. A Europe? Yeah, that's not European, is it? Um. Hmm. Right. I do not want to be sitting in a gunch tank when the time comes up a Porto Nuevo. That is not something I would be happy with. Right, Bordeaux, Burberry, Borneans. I've looked up a list of words. Not spotting this. Uh-oh. Do I go for a hint? Do I use a letter hint? Because I want to move things on, and we're not getting anywhere. Close to accepting crown off chance. Crown off Chancellor. So it could be take the first letter off of the Chancellor, who could be Otto. So it could be TTO. Bordetto. Is that a thing? I think it's time to go for a hint. I'm actually going to go for a letter hint. For one of these, I'm going to go with this one. I'm not going to go for this middle one because I'm going to use that if time runs out. So I'm going to use a letter hint. How does using a letter hint come on? Use a letter hint. Yes? How does this work? Okay, I don't know how to use a letter hint. Ah. No! I want a hint. I want a hint and I can't. I don't know how to get a hint. Click. Click, click, click. Not doing anything. Click on that. Genius. Absolute genius. Right, okay. No hints it is then. Bordetto is a food. Okay. So close. Just try Bordeaux. And fit something in for 20. I'm not happy with Bordeaux yet. Bordeau. Ugh. I'll give extremists will desert EU. What is an old chap? An old chap is your father, you're a mate, a pal, bean. Do I have to put it over a letter that I've given and then use a letter hint? Is that how it's going to work? Nope. Oh, I don't know how these letter hints work. Okay. Oh, it's only a minute to go. Yeah, 2 minutes to go. This is not good. I just want to use a letter hint. Okay. Extremists will desert EU, old chap. Not getting that. Bishop, close to accepting crown off Chancellor, European. Okay, I'm going to go with an E for that. I think. Oh no, chance. I should have brought my book with me so I could look up what Chancellor can be here. What Chancellor can be? 1 second. Extremist could be radical. Yes. But widest is definitely right. Chancellor can be. So it's looking in the book. I know the time's going to run out. A chancellor. Could be Bismarck. Kohl, Kohl. Minister Moore, More. Schmidt, Wolsey. So if it is Moore and the crown is off of it, that's bore, but then that does not look good. Is unresolvedness right? Yes, I think it is. There's the hour. I want a hint. I want a hint. Let's have a look for extremists. If I use a letter hint here, no, it doesn't do anything. Okay, extremist. Take extreme letters from EU, which is Brussels, BRUSSELS, and it leaves Russell. Okay, it's going to end in. Don't know why extremists would be Russell. Gosh. Extremist. Just looking up extremist and I'm going to put borderer here and submit because we're not going to find the last one. Old chap would then be the definition for Russell. Okay, possibly. Maybe we've still got a chance. I mean, I'm going to put Bergener, someone from Bergen, just in case. Submit. You have one wrong answer. Each wrong answer is a 5 points penalty. If you submit the puzzle, you won't be able to play it again for points. You are only allowed to repeat the section 5 more times. It's Bergener that's... keep playing. Keep playing. It's Barclay. Okay. Why is it Barclay? Chancellor Merkel, of course. In B, Merkel, headless. Close to... where does the EY come from? Oh, it's by in Urkel E. Okay, submit. There we go. Somehow, we still have full points. So I'm taking that.